Hello my dears, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. I'm Shannon, and today we have another spoiler-free book review to share with you guys. And today we are talking about One of the Good Guys by Araminta Hall. So first of all, this book comes out the middle of January, I think. I'll put the exact date down in the description box so you can mark your calendars if once we're done this review, this sounds like something you would like to read. And second of all, thank you to NetGalley and the publisher for giving me an early copy of this book so I can share it with you guys now. So like I said, this is going to be spoiler free, so I'll give you the general plot and then my final thoughts, and you can decide if this sounds like something you would like to read. Because let me tell you, this one is a wild ride. Wild right from the very beginning, and it's wild in a very interesting sort of way. So this book is split up into 3 separate parts. The first part, we meet a man named Cole. And Cole's from London, but he's recently, after a separation from his wife, moved to the English seaside in a small little house out in the middle of nowhere, close to the ocean, where he's decided he wants a change of pace because he used to work for his wife's PR company. And now he's decided that he wants a simpler type of life. One that's not burdened with a lot of, consumerism, material things. He wants to get more back to basics. So he gets a job where he's sort of keeping an eye out on the cliffs and the ocean and the beaches and keeping people safe and things like that. I can't remember the exact title of his job, but that's what he's doing. And so we get to know a bit about him in part 1. We learn that he thinks he is one of the good guys. If you ask Cole, he would consider himself a feminist. He believes in supporting women and, finds himself kind and compassionate towards the plight of the modern woman in, a 2023 society, things that women go through. And he prides himself on that. And so soon after he moves, a few months in, he meets a woman who lives nearby. She lives right on the cliff by the sea. And she is also from London, but has moved out here to, sometimes you just need that change of pace. And she's an artist. And so they develop a bit of a friendship. And during this time as well, we know that there are 2 young girls who are doing a walk to raise money, to raise awareness for women's rights and the dangers that women face when it comes to violent men. So they are walking across the country, and they're going to pass by this area where Cole and Lenny, the woman, live around New Year's. So that's part 1. It's getting to know Cole and getting to know what Cole thinks about himself, how Cole views himself in society. We move on to part 2, which is from the point of view of Cole's wife, or the wife that he is separated from. Her name's Mel. So we've heard Cole talk about her. Now we're going to get the story from Mel's point of view, where she talks about what kind of man Cole is. And then the third part is a bunch of different things. It's so what ends up happening at the end of part 1 is that the 2 girls who were walking across to raise the awareness, they end up going missing. So the third part is from a bunch of different points of view. We get some from Lenny, the artist who lived nearby Cole, and then we get newspaper articles, Twitter threads, Reddit threads, podcasts, transcripts, things of that nature, where we're watching the way that the media and the people are reacting to everything that has happened in part 1 and part 2. And I thought it was so interesting and so well written. There might be a point where some of you might think this gets a little too far-fetched, but I don't think it does. And I think that part, which you'll know when you're reading it, you'll know when you get to that part, I thought it was incredibly interesting way to look at this whole situation. Again, it's hard to say too much because this is a spoiler-free review, but I would definitely recommend it. If you're a woman, I would recommend it. I'd also recommend it to men because I think a lot of men will hear the message too and understand it. It's a book designed to make you think, to make you talk, to make you look at things that maybe you haven't looked at too closely before, because they're uncomfortable things to look at and talk about and think about. But I thought it was really well done. It's quick paced. It's not a long book. It's like 300 pages. And again, that part 3 is a lot of like Twitter threads. So, you know, you can read it in a couple of hours. But I thought it was very interesting. Very interesting. And there were parts that made me put the book down and like think about and discuss before I was even done with the book. And if that's not the mark of, you know, a book probably doing what it intended to, I don't know what is. I think it was great. I think it was great. And it's very timely. I think right now these are interesting and important conversations to have. And it kind of looks at, you know, how we'll think about, you know, bad men out there. And of course there are bad people of all kinds, but this looks at bad men. And when you think about bad men, you know, you have a certain image in mind, perhaps. But then this takes a look at what if one of the bad men was someone who genuinely believes he's not one. I thought it was very interesting, very interesting. And yeah, if you go into it with an open mind, ready to see and hear the message, I think you'll get a lot out of it. And even if you don't agree with all of it, I think everyone will definitely find, if they're honest with themselves, a lot of things to agree with. And I thought this was great. I'm actually gonna, when it comes out, get my husband to read it as well, because I think some people can get, I think everyone, my thoughts and words are getting away from me here. I think everyone can get something out of it. And I think especially women will get a lot out of it. But I think men should also read it. So there you go. If this sounds like something you might like, pick it up. Again, I'll put the exact date down in the description box. Give it a read and then maybe pass it on to, you know, a good man in your life who you think would also benefit from the message. So that's going to do it for me for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I always love interacting with you guys, so leave a comment and I will see you again real soon. Bye.